meditation, sponsored by me, Fern, Lee, and the Worcester Senior Center, can precede your own practice, or it can be taken just for this, a few moments to meditate. Meditation in its largest definition is simply to pay attention. In paying attention, we learn about ourselves and about life. In paying attention, we tap into the universal laws and energies from which we come. Paying attention, we can cultivate compassion and gratitude. So, find a comfortable way to sit. If you don't intend to practice yoga afterwards, any position will do. Take a deep breath. Let go a good sigh. Do that again. And even another time. Some of us will enjoy releasing that pressure valve with several more good sighs. The breath provides a fabulous mantra, an internal, ever-present tool to tap into. Our first lesson in a universal law. We breathe in what we need. We release what we no longer have use for. There's a natural ebb and flow, a natural expansion and contraction. So place yourself, all of your being, place yourself right here in your moving breath, right here in the noticing of how your body breathes in, how your body breathes out. What's your natural rhythm? When you bring attention to it, is there an automatic redefining of your breath? Begin to imagine that your breath is streaming along the length of your spine, and imagine that the breath is full of light and color, and as you expand and contract, as you welcome that ebb and flow, breathing in and breathing out, you can feel the length of your spine and all the nerves that emanate from it, buzzing with fabulous energy and clarity, no obstructions, fabulous alignment, no kinks. And as your spine and your nervous system receive this breath in this conscious way, as you breathe into your own internal strength, let everything else fall away. The tension in your foreheads and cheeks melt. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your fingers wherever they're landed. Let the feeling of clear air, clean water, wash through you and over you and around you, so that for a few moments you're just and simply present. Breathing in and breathing out in equal measure now. And courage that for the length of time that it takes you to breathe in, you breathe out that equal amount. See if you can make that just a little bit longer. Yeah, just one number more. Just a little more breath, a little more slowly. Both on the inhalation and the exhalation. As you soften in your physical self. Feel the softening and melting of your mental self. Yeah. Thoughts will still arise and pass away that have nothing to do with the breath or what I'm speaking about. That is normal. Notice what those thoughts are. Notice how they arise and let them pass on like bubbles disappearing, floating on by. And come back to the breath, and for a few moments, feel your breath nurturing your roots. Yeah, imagination in that your roots extend deeply, feeding the earth and the earth, feeding your roots. A broad base, a secure space for you, seated or reclined or standing here. To breathe in and up and through all the ways in which the earth sustains you. Soften into that unconditional love and security, safety. And then feel all of that strength and power on each inhalation rising up through you. And switch your focus to the crown of your head, where you imagine beams of light extending up into the universe. Just as the earth sustains and nurtures and provides for you, so too do the heavens, the universe, the mysterious all that is energy. And as you breathe and open up to it, you again are nurturing this divine energy, this all that is. Being nurtured by it, nurturing it, just as we did in our roots. And these energies blend and merge in you to make this life possible. Breathe into that precious miracle, this precious miracle, this precious moment in observing. Feel your breath. Feel yourself safely and divinely placed here and now with all that you need. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. For Let the awareness of yourself blend a little bit with the awareness of what's around you. Noticing in minutia the sounds, the shades, the aromas, feeling of the air. Unfettered by the external noises, there's a deep wellspring of peace, always present within you. So it's from this place that we might meditate further. It's from this place that we might pray. It's from this place that we might begin a yoga practice or a practice of some other creative endeavor, while you go on with your next steps, movements, activities. Feel yourself at home in your heart, at peace with what is so in this very moment. And recommit yourself to your right actions in order to continue to express your most authentic self. Om Hari Om Shanti Om. Namaste. Here we are, Eisenberg Assisted Living residents, and together with Worcester Senior Center, we're offering a yoga with the chair sequence. My name is Fern Lee. I've been teaching at both places for many years. If you have not practiced with me before or have not practiced yoga, please exercise caution with this sequence. Feel free to watch it a few times before you participate. Do make sure that you have your supports in place. For this sequence, yoga with the chair to help us balance. So you'll need a sturdy chair to hold on to, or a countertop, something that's easy for you to grab onto when you're trying to balance, or steady you when you are balanced. Take a deep breath. Settle your feet where you have chosen to practice this morning. Feel that breath rise and fall, and enjoy it shining a beacon in on you, a beacon of light that shows you where maybe you're holding a little bit or tense a little bit, physically or emotionally. Remember, our yoga is designed to help yoke us together in spirit, to feel more unified. So feel more unified just by paying attention, just by letting your breath wash through you, and jiggling a little, wiggling a little, letting yourself notice how all your parts are put together right now and where you might need some extra attention or some extra TLC. Now, holding on to your surface, start with the leg closest to your surface, standing solid. Check that your foot feels spread and well rooted. Let the other side wiggle a little, shake it out. Lift your foot, shake out the toes, wiggle out your knee, see how your hip feels. Just check that out any which way. You'll have to turn around and do the other side, right? Turn around, hold on to your surface, shake out the other foot. Get to know what you're working with in your roots today, this moment. And then once you have, just an easy bit of tiptoeing, really gentle. You don't have to do both feet at the same time. You can do one and then the other. Sometimes that shows you a little more possibility in stretching the plantar fascia, the Achilles. So one at a time is absolutely fine. A little more work to do both at the same time you're exercising those calves. Mix it up if you can, switch it out. And then shift your hips, just a gentle little bit to one side and to the other. If this makes you dizzy or woozy, hold on to your surface. If you feel any discomfort in your low back, don't go so far, and remember to pull your abdominals upwardly and inwardly. Good. We also want to do our pelvic tilt. We want to understand that we are standing strong and straight with the lift in the abdominals. Those low belly muscles are lifting. We're not letting them just flop there. They're supporting us as well as these legs are. And then again, we're ready. Holding onto the surface, the leg closest to the surface is your solid leg. The other leg, gently out. Maybe 10 or 12 repetitions. See if you can keep the feet parallel. In other words, you're extending legs, foot, those toes are forward facing. See if you can keep that standing leg along with the abs strong and lifted. You'll need to turn around to do your other side. Hold on to your surface. Take that new leg, that opposite side, out 10 or so times. Try not to let the standing leg get weak or wobbly, and if it does, back off. Don't do quite so many repetitions. Now, some of you won't need the chair, both legs on the floor, but if you need the chair, it can be by your side or right in front of you. You're going to imagine that your back is sliding down a straight wall. You want to keep your hips under you at first. Keep your weight back in your heels as much as possible and drop into your squat. Absolutely fine to do your squat with your hands on your hips, hands at prayer, or arms extended nice and long from the length of your spine. As you get stronger, you can imagine you're sitting right down on an imaginary chair, nice and deep. That is up to you, and it's your process. When you come up, take a hold of one wrist. If your arms are able to go up, or one arm, give it a gentle pull. Keep your weight even through both legs, strong, and lift up out of your hips, nice and shiny in the heart, in your crown, in your hands. Easy, easy grip around the other wrist, easy, gentle stretch and pull to the other side. Again, equal through the feet, through the weight of your legs, and strongly lifting up through the center of your body. Nice. We're going to gently take one arm forward and the other one back. Keep your eyes forward, back to the center, and switch. Now again, if some shoulders do not like this up-reaching action, simple fix. Palms to prayer, push out from your heart. Palms to prayer, push out from the heart space. Correct? Nicely done. Beautiful. Deep, deep breaths. A little bit of twisting in that upper body. Shake out those shoulders again, and let's cross crawl. Now for this one, it is optimal to do it without holding on, but many of us know we need to hold on, right? So but back up to your wall or counter space so your back body is just supported a little bit in case you feel wobbly, in case you feel like you might fall down. We have one hand picking up the opposite knee. Those of us who've done this a lot, we know sometimes we get switched and we end up picking up the same leg and the same hand. We want to try to switch it. We want the opposites doing this. As we get our rhythm going, we make it harder by going more slowly, right? We add more challenge, as we're able to, by going more slowly. We can even pause entirely, working on that core strength and balance, right? Strength from the roots up, strength and balance on the right and the left sides. Fabulous focus, yeah? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We keep trying, we check it out, we see what we can do one day as though it's just a fun game. For those of you who are very practiced at this, no knee problems, you can choose your happiest leg, hold the leg up and squat into your standing leg. Beautiful job. When you are done, an easy release. Again, shake everything out. Sometimes when we balance a little bit, we get very, very focused, and we forget that we are tightening other things. So shake it all out. Nice. Good job. We're going to hold on to the chair. Swing out the whole leg, right? Nice and easy, forward and back, right? Nice and easy. We're not aiming to touch our noses, thank goodness, right? Just a nice, easy swing. If something hurts in your low back when you go back with that leg, don't do it that far. Remember, most of us are going to feel better if we switch sides and turn around. You don't have to with this one if you don't want to, but the other leg gets its turn to swing around. Great. Good. And we are ready for a little bit of warrior. So we're going to face our chair or our countertop, which also works. We're going to put one foot right up towards the chair and step the other foot back. Now maybe at the first we're a little bit cautious and we don't take it back too far, so that's okay. We'll be cautious. We'll lift that heel and we'll sink that heel. Just check in with the calf and the thigh muscles. Make sure everything feels happy enough to be doing this. And then once you feel what your placement and stretch is, you'll make sure that as you lunge into your forward leg, the knee is over the heel. Your back leg is strong, pushing back into the ground. You have your hips right in the middle and you're lifting some. You need to lift your belly muscles. If your back hurts here, you need to lean forward, pull those abs in some more. And again, maybe both arms lift into a fabulous warrior. Or arms at goalpost position, another fabulous warrior. And for those of you who feel strong in this pose and in your backs, a twisting warrior. Yes? So not all of you will do all of those poses, but you have some options to play with. Good? On the other side, take your time, just as we did on the first side. This new side might have whole new experiences to show you. So you work your way back with your new leg. You'll take some time feeling the stretch in the toes and the plantar fascia. You'll sink that heel gently to get that stretch to come up the front of the leg. You'll check in with your sense of foundation. You want to draw your belly muscles up if you're going to let go of your chair. You can take the arms up all glorious and victorious the way that works for you. And possibly with those abs still well contained and lifted, you can twist. That is totally up to you. Okay. We come forward. We stand a little bit away from that chair. We're going to hold on to the chair or the counter and gently extend. Here, I want your shoulders to stay back, your chest to stay open, your neck to stay long. Strong but not locked in the standing leg. You're going to let that back leg lift gently several times. If it is possible to lean forward, you'll lower your body so that you've got a nice straight line from the heel to the crown of the head. And maybe you'll extend the opposite arm forward. Some of you will even practice letting go of the chair. You know if or when you should try that. And if you should not, please don't. Very challenging pose. I'll show it to you again on the other side. Solid, nice straight spine, some practice lifting, right? Some practice lifting of that leg. Working the whole body in your nicest alignment, adding the bow. I pull my toes in so my quadriceps help me here, and potentially the other arm extends. And once again, after your pleasure in holding, you'll land, you'll squat, and you'll press those shoulder blades to the middle as you swing your palms towards one another with some forceful exhalation. Blow out all the stale air. And then again, victorious. Feel your chest and your crown and your hands. If the shoulders are able, lift right up. Beautiful greeting to the day. When you release it again, shake out whatever. Shoulders, jaws, hips, toes. Nice, deep breath. Very good. For the next little bit, we'll sit. And sitting sideways, one butt cheek hangs off the chair and the knee is dropped some. Some of you are able to take that foot back further. And again, if that crunches or impinges on the low back, pull the belly muscles in. If that doesn't work, lean forward. We've got the chair back on one side. So it's either, this moment is either just about the stretch and the engagement, or for some of us, another warrior pose. Just lifting up off the chair a little bit. A warrior pose, reminding us that we are all warriors. We all have our roles, our jobs, our challenges. If you get to a certain point in setting up the pose and something doesn't feel right, start over. You have full permission, right? There's no wrong way to proceed unless it hurts, and that is not exactly optimal, yes? So we want to practice more on what we feel while we're doing our practice rather than how it looks. Once you're sitting back in your chair, if you can bring an ankle to one thigh, that's what we want to do. Stretch out the piriformis now. Let that knee drop a little. If any pain exists in the inside of this knee, stop that right now. And instead do something more like this, something a little safer for some of you. Some of you will just be able to pick up that leg and shake it out a little, bring it in a little, yeah? Other side. Again, for the piriformis, this is really helpful. But if it bothers the inside of the knee, there are other ways to get that done. So be careful. Feel free to do the other variations to stretch out the back of the leg and the buttocks. Good. From here, we're going to hold on to the back of the chair, lean forward and away. Let the opposite ear tip towards the ground. Nice deep breath. Stretch all the way down that side. And on the other side, beautiful big opening on that whole length of your neck, shoulder, even down the side of your body. Great. We're at the front of our chair. We're going to bring the feet underneath us a little, lift and hold. This time, instead of squeezing the hands to the midline, we're going to push them back. So another little squat, another little easing and squeezing out of the tension in between the shoulder blades. Blow the breath out here so that you are exercising your lungs. Really want to get those lungs exercised. Blow out that breath. Very good. Sit slowly. Excellent. Very good. Take a moment. Feel the breath return to normal. Okay, we're going to stand again. Now, if you have a countertop which you're using, that's higher. That's going to make this pose a little bit easier. If you have a chair, it's going to be a little bit harder. Some of you will be able to do this right down on the floor. Plank is one of the best yoga positions that we can do for full body strengthening. So here we go. Either with your arms, elbows on a countertop, or on a chair, you're going to walk your legs back enough so that you can make a straight line from the heels pushing back, the crown extending forward, shoulders on your back, and belly muscles in. If you can hold this for a few breaths, great. If you can hold it for longer, then a few breaths. Try holding it with one leg lifted for a few seconds. Yes? When you're ready, come back in. Lift just a little. Runner stretch. Runner stretch. Back to the center. And again, with your hands either on a chair or on that countertop, position yourself with feet under your hips. Pull your belly muscles in gently and push your buttocks back gently. Those of you who can't take your arms forward, hands down here, absolutely fine. Some of you will find for a few seconds with strong bellies and backs, you can let go of your counter. Nice and strong. Come on, back up. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, easy bow. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, easy bow. One more time. Inhale, breathing in all that is. Exhaling, letting it be bathed throughout your environment. When you stand again, go through all the joints, easily wiggling, shaking it out, checking in with your breath. And we'll take a hold of our hands behind our back. We'll weave the hands together. We'll do just a little bit more of that sun salutation. Squeezing the shoulder blades back. Lift your abdominals. Press into the feet so the heart opens. Exhale and bow. Halfway. Strong abs. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Up. Step out wide and connect index finger and thumb. Make some small circles, a little press onto the next digit. Change direction, a little press onto the next digit. Flip your palm direction, a little press, and the last digit. Wrap those arms right around yourself. Give yourself a great big hug. Gently, gently pull those shoulders and elbows over one way and over the other way. Over one way, over the other way. Great. Last little bit. Perfect. And shake out those arms again. Fabulous. Now those of you who have a chair that can be set up next to a counter, you'll hold onto the counter or the wall, put your foot up onto the chair, and we'll do some stretches into the backs of the legs. So something to hold on to, something to put your foot on. Forward bending. Exhale. Inhale. Try not to lock your standing knee. Take it easy in your forward extension. No pushing. Don't be violent to yourself. One of the main principles of yoga is ahimsa. It is the practice of nonviolence. So, as you go into your second side, you might find a really different experience which requires you to practice differently, which asks perhaps that you be gentler. Yeah, listen respectfully. Once you've done those stretches on each side, those of you who have that balance support next to you, perhaps you'll challenge your thigh muscles and ab muscles just a little bit more by attempting to lift that leg. And again, even for just one split second, lots of power coming up into those larger group muscles to help with your standing strength. Yeah? Be sure to hold on to something or have something there to hold on to, okay, before you try those more advanced poses. When you are ready to sit again, I'm going to go down in slow motion through squat pose. Abdominals in. Nice straight back at first. Abdominals in. Start to take your buttocks back. Keep your weight in your heels. Go down nice and slow. All the way. Good, 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 good. Settle back into your seat or on the floor on your mat and witness your breath. In that short sequence, what changed? What do you feel differently about your breath or your body? What might have been affected in your mind or your heart? Enjoy the breath. Enjoy the meandering of thoughts and sensations. Enjoy a moment to simply be with yourself. For this attention to yourself is transformation. Really, really important. It is what the world needs right now. So pay attention with peace and respect and honor to the you that you are right now. Namaste.